Alright, so last month I said I'm going to add a dash mechanic into my game, so this month I'm starting off with working on the dash mechanic. And if you're new here, this game is about a knight that gets sent on a quest to find the king's stolen crown, and it seems like a quick and simple task, but it quickly turns into anything but that. Hey, look at that, I just did a real YouTube game dev thing. So I started this month off by drawing the animation, and like usual, I kept the first 2 frames and the last 4 I ended up throwing away. So I wasted like an hour drawing those frames, but hey, I guess that's just how game dev goes sometimes. Anyway, after I finished drawing the dash animation, I started working on the actual mechanic, and I'm pleasantly surprised I managed to get the bulk of it done in one day. Of course, I had issues like the knight defying gravity, and also the knight turning into a rocket ship. So, you know, those kind of things just happen all the time. So, after about a day of debugging and wanting to die, I think I have it mostly done, knock on wood, that nothing else comes up. Okay, so I've been having an issue and I've been struggling to find a solution for it. And the issue is whenever the player gets hit, you kind of just bounce on top or stand on top of the enemy. And also, if you get hit by an enemy, you bounce into another one, you can kind of get into this infinite loop of bouncing between the 2 enemies. So I decided that I would make it to where when the player gets hit by an enemy, you're temporarily invincible, and it plays this flashing animation, and that lets you know to basically get the heck out of dodge. And how I did that was I made a separate game object that had all the same colliders as the player, and then put that game object on a different layer that did not collide with enemies. So then I can make it to where whenever the enemy hits the player, it disables the colliders on the player and enables that game object, and also plays the animation. And you're probably wondering, hey, how did you make that flashing animation work with all your animations? And the answer is this monstrosity. And yes, I know it is horrible. So I had some people on Reddit say the spore wasn't visible enough, so I decided to make the spore sprite a lot brighter, and I also added a bunch of floating particles to kind of indicate there's spores floating around, and that it's not dirt. I don't know about you, but when you kill an enemy and the enemy just poofs out of existence, it kinda, well, looks bad. So now I made a death animation for the mushroom and the slime, although I kind of feel like something is off with them, so if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments, that'd be appreciated. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, if you want to play demo of Quest, there's a link in the description that you can go download it, so go check that out if you want. One thing that I want to add to my game is a level selection map, kind of like in Mario 3. So I've been working on that for a few days now. So the map works as you expect it to. You can slide right, left, up, and down. And whenever you're on a point, you can click the attack button and it'll play a transition animation and a noise. And then whenever the level loads, it will play a fade in, transition, and a noise. I think that the noise and transition animation is actually quite nice, and I think it kind of flows pretty good. And I've also added this transition in between like quitting the level and going to the main menu and stuff so that everything has it. I've also been working on the main menu, and this is what it looks like now. And I wasn't too sure about it at first, but then I posted on Reddit and it seems like the feedback on it's pretty good. So if you like it, tell me in the comments and I'll keep it. I've also made it to where whenever the camera moves, the game pauses and it disables all the enemies, and then whenever the camera is back to where it's supposed to be, it will re-enable them. The reason I did this is because if I have an enemy all the way across the world, I don't want it to be playing a sound effect and you be hearing it. I only wanted to play sound effects that you can currently see. And it also adds a bit more of a retro feel. Also, when I post on Reddit, I got some comments saying that the cave tiles did not look good, so I changed them to this. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I like it more or not. I also added the top bar that displays your health and coins. By the way, I changed the coins to mushroom tokens. And looty. And you're probably asking, what is looty? And it is what other games call loot, but in Quest it's called looty, and the enemies now drop it when they die. And the last thing I did this month is I added the crystal tile that hurts you, and I did that so I can do stuff like this now. So thanks for watching. Hopefully in the next devlog I can add the first level to the game. I have some real cool ideas for that. I also should have a devlog out in a month, but like this one it may take longer because of how busy I am in real life, and also game development just takes a long time in general. I have a download link if you want to try out the game in its current state in the description. And I would also appreciate if you subscribe and like the video if you like the video. All that stuff helps me out a lot with YouTube and everything. So yeah, I guess hopefully see you in a month. Bye!